Question from Skylar G. He says, I've always written down a schedule and things I need to remember since high school, and I think it's negatively impacting my memory. How do I increase the ability to recall things and remember small things? So first of all, do you think that's even true, that writing down a list of things or your schedule for the day is negatively impacting people's memories?
Well, good. I always go back like to the ancients, and of course Plato talks about this.
What does he? What does he say?
Yeah, and I think it's through a story of Socrates that these ancient Egyptian gods now, and there's a god who's the pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and another god who invents all this stuff, like our Daedalus in the Greek mythology. Okay. He comes up, he says, "Hey, I've invented this new thing, and it's called writing." You know, and we actually, it's hieroglyphics, I guess. You write things down.
Okay, yeah.
It's a really wonderful thing, you know. And then the chief god there says, yeah, I see. You know, you've given us a lot of good stuff. He said, but are you sure this isn't really an aid toward forgetting, an aid toward destroying our memory?
Wow.
Because now we'll no longer have to have it in our heads. We can rely on this outside thing. So that has been a concern for a long, long time, for thousands of years. And I would say it's just a matter, you know, well, another thing, if memory is a part of prudence, then it's like a virtue. And one of the aspects of the moral cardinal virtues, as you know, is kind of that golden mean, or finding the right middle. And I'd say that used in the right way, written tools can be helpful. And for the particular tasks, they can be helpful. So sometimes, yeah, especially for that prospective memory or doing things in the future, if I don't know for certain, there's no way I'm going to forget this, I'll write it down myself or put it on an electronic calendar or something. So I say that in itself is not necessarily a problem, but if our questioner wanted to try this, what you could do, maybe just go like a week in advance and form a mnemonic based on the days of the week, which could be easy because, you know, Monday, named after the moon, in a way, Moon Day. Tuesday's harder. I think that was one of the ancient goddesses. Wednesday was Woden's day, or Odin, you know. And anybody who's watched the Marvel movies can picture Odin with his eye patch and all that. Thursday, Thor's day, you know, whatever. But just make a little mnemonic scheme of the days of the week. And for next week, find out what you've got to do and put it down there on that particular day of the week, the image for what you've got to do. Oh, I've got to give a presentation to my office on Thursday. So you're going to picture yourself, you know, with Thor, and you're going to give presents to your coworkers. Presentation Thor's Day, you know. But you can do that, and if you need to pinpoint particular times, you know, you can tie it into an image of the clock, or you can use our number letter conversion thing. So
if it just seems way more complicated than writing the bloody thing down on a piece of paper.
Well, that's the thing. It is. That's why myself, I don't normally do this.
Do you use a schedule?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For prospective memory, there's another concept called metamemory. It's your awareness of your own memory abilities, your own strengths and weaknesses. And one of the things is, when can I rely on my memory? And when would I be better off just writing the darn thing down?
Right.
Or saying, "Hun, remind me tomorrow morning, first thing I got to do this or that."
Yeah.
So it's all part of that. I say these techniques are like, you know, arrows in our quiver. I said, but you don't always need to pull out a crossbow bolt, you know, with this stuff.
Yeah.
When a spongy little Nerf arrow will get the job done. So I would say that the act of using the schedule itself, I wouldn't worry too much about that. That's probably not going to destroy your memory, especially if you do purposely practice some other memory methods for stuff that might prove more practical or helpful to you.
Do you have any other opinions on scheduling, especially as a psychologist and somebody who's worked with memory? Because I find, like, I use this here. This is the Full Focus Planner by Michael Hyatt. You know, every week, kind of, you list out what's coming up, the top 3 main objectives for the week. Every day, the top 3 things that you're getting done. You review the week. It just sort of, I don't know, helps me just see the week, as it were.
Oh, no. I think that's very, very excellent. And when I was at the Alzheimer's Center, I didn't do too much of this myself, but the social workers and other people that would intervene with the family members of the person with Alzheimer's, one of the things you're going to do, remember we talked about that internalization of psychological processes. Kind of the peak is when everything's in your head. Mm-hmm. But it's easiest, and we start best with things that are outside of us. So here's this external aid. So especially for people losing their memories, like, you got to get these external things they can actually look at, or pictures. And even for just, you know, any of us as we're adults, when we have so many things to do, I find the scheduler very, very useful myself. You know, being a workout nut, I use a compromise here. I do record everything in a workout book, But in a little bit of a nod to memory, I don't bring the book with me to the gym or in my garage if I'm working on it at home. I do it when I get home. Because of that short space, I can always remember what I did. But if I didn't write it down, I might go to do the same exercise next week and say, well, shoot, what do I do next time? Well, I don't know. I didn't pay that close attention, but oh, there it is. So for me, I find different kinds of scheduling books very, very helpful. Yes, it's definitely don't want to look on this as an either or thing. The memory should just be, this little extra thing we might want to try when the situation seems right for it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below letting us know what you thought about the video.